Good morning and welcome to Positivity Island here on Backchannel, where you can talk to, listen to, and talk to. Did I say talk to your hosts live? You can't do that anywhere else, right? That's a new thing. That's a brilliant new bit of technology. So if you are listening or watching on Backchannel TV, or Backchannel, I should say, then make sure you're asking your Amazon Echo to say, and put your message to us. We're here waiting for you to get involved with the chat. Hello, Will Dell. How are you?
I'm okay, thanks, Kate Cooker. How's it going?
I'm good. About half an hour ago, I was in Manchester city centre, but you know.
You've had a hectic morning already.
I've had a hectic morning. I've been on the tram. I've been everywhere. I've done 2 pitches to clients.
Yes, amazing.
I know. So it's been a proper presenter day today, which has been really lovely. But yeah, no, it's been great getting out. And can I tell you the word for the day? You'll know this word. You will. But the word, well, Will know this word. But the word for the day is apricity.
It's a good word.
Do you know what it means? Can you remember?
Is apricity the sun one?
Yeah, it is.
Feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin? On your
It's
face?
feeling the warmth of the sun on a cold day on your skin.
Right, got it. Yeah.
So the opposite is, or the flip reverse is having the window open with the central heating on.
And have you created a word for that?
I'm not sure. No, I haven't. But it is a beautiful day here in Manchester, England. The sky is very, very blue, which isn't something we see here. We are a rainy city, so we're very used to liquid sunshine and the skies being grey. So a nice sunny day. Is it nice in Leeds in the UK?
It's really nice here. And my job for after our show is to go out for a walk, so I can enjoy and get some apricity. Thank you for myself.
I know, I'm going to be getting on a train straight after this. So it's all go today here in the Cocker household. But that doesn't mean that we can't spend an hour together enjoying some good news, good stuff, especially when, it's all going a bit to pot, isn't it?
There's a lot going on.
When you thought it was all coming to an end, there's more. Hannah's joined the stream. Trisha's joined the stream. Salty Crab's joined the stream. Hi, Salty. Says hi.
Hi.
Hi. All you have to do if you want to take part in today's show is ask your Amazon Echo, who for the purpose of the chat we'll call Eliza, to say, and that's the appropriate keyword, say, and your message. So it would be, Salty will have gone, Eliza, say hi. And it comes to you straight away. If you aren't able to watch on an Amazon Echo show, then please feel free to join in on backchannel.tv, where you can send us messages. And obviously, because I do a podcast called Everyday Positivity, there is a Facebook group, Everyday Positivity with Kate Cocker, that we are streaming to live as well. And the next hour is going to be an International Women's Day special.
Happy International Women's Day, Kate.
Happy
As an
International
international
Women's
woman, how's your day been?
Well, I've been internationally all over the place. I went past Chinatown today, the big arch in Chinatown in Manchester, and I thought, it's just so good, isn't it, that we've got all these cultures from around the world in one place.
Yeah.
So yes, it's been a very International Women's Day for me. What about you? How have you spent your International Women's Day? How are Hayley and Alison?
I spent my morning with the awesome Hayley and Alison, and we had a great time. We had such fun this morning. So, yeah.
What was today's moment of joy from Alison and Hayley this morning?
The moment of joy for us this morning is that we tried out with some new music in our show, a bit like some fancy music beds like we have music. And some fancy jingles and stuff like that, and it was a lot of fun. It takes a bit of getting used to, but yeah, it was good.
Did you have your clunky spacebar, or have you sorted that out now?
It was less clunky. I think it's just like talking over the top of music and have stuff going on. It's a lot. It can be a lot to go with.
So today we've got some new bits on the show today. So a bit later on, I'll be talking to you about things that you can, something that you can do to be actively positive today, because the whole point of Positivity Island is to give you ideas that will help you to maintain your positive mindset. And we usually do a quiz. So we're going to do a quiz, but I think it's going to be International Women's Day themed.
That's right.
And then we've got a very new, very special bit on the show.
My new bit on the side.
She's my new bit. So usually we do good news. Today we're going to start a new feature called Good People, which we're going to throw in from time to time, where we celebrate the people in the world who are doing things with a real purpose, with intent to make their corner of the world better, bring some, good legacy to their cities. So there's a very special guest coming up, a long-time listener to Everyday Positivity. I will introduce you to her in a bit. But first, let's begin with Sunday's episode of Everyday Positivity, which was a journal prompt. I do these every single week for you. And this one is very reflective and very appropriate for International Women's Day today. What are the women that made you and why? So what I want you to do is think about the women in your life, or the people that identify as women in your life, that are either in real life or characters in films, movies, or pop stars. Who are the women that made you? So for me, it would be probably a mix of all sorts of people. Characters like Lieutenant Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver in the Alien saga, or Beatrix Kiddo in Kill Bill, played by Uma Thurman, or maybe Madonna, Kate Bush, Dolly Parton. Then obviously my mother, my daughter, my group of girlfriends. Oh, the list goes on and on. So maybe the best thing to do here is to maybe first of all make a bit of a list of all the women that you're like, oh, they made me, they made me, they made me. Then maybe choose 2 or 3 and write down why. Who are the women that made you and why? For reference, Lieutenant Ripley and Beatrix Kiddo. It's all about strength for me, resilience, and great arms. Who are the women that made you, Will?
Definitely my sister, Elizabeth. Brilliant Elizabeth.
Why?
Because she taught me how to, because we were at school together at the same time, but she's like 5 years older than me, so she taught me like social skills, like social cues
you
and
need
that kind of
those.
thing. My maternal grandmother.
Oh.
She taught me how to cook. I have a lot of fond memories of spending time with her. Dolly Parton, obviously.
Obviously. Why Dolly Parton?
Dolly Parton, because she's always joy. She taught you how to be yourself. Ditto Lady Gaga, because she's like, yeah, be yourself. She taught me to be myself, that there's no shame in being who you are. So, everyone from my grandmother to Lady Gaga, who I get them mixed up all the time. They're just one and the same every day. Meat dresses, hanging out in an egg, all that kind of stuff.
So
That's put you off there, hasn't it?
Slightly. What about in film? Characters in film or telly?
My favourite... Ooh. Moira Rose.
Moira Rose!
My favourite woman from a TV show.
Do you think she made you? How do you think she made you? I'm just gonna switch my headphones
because she allows me to be eccentric. And
I know, right? That's eccentricity to a T.
I know. Sometimes you have to channel your inner Moira Rose and be a little bit crazy.
The baby.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to. That has made me want to watch Schitt's Creek again.
Yeah, just for the best of Moira Rose.
Yeah, because of Moira Rose and her amazing ability to say the words slightly wrong. It's a bit like in Toast, where Matt Berry's character is always talking about Bruce Forsyth.
Yes.
Instead of Bruce
Hilarious.
Forsyth. We've got Kristen, Stacey in the chat. Hello, good day, everybody, says Kristen, and Stacey says good morning, Kate and Will. Kristen, Stacey, who are the women that made you? I want characters from movies or TV. I want people in your real life, real people. Oh, Salty said my 5 sisters because let's hope they also have strength in different ways. So I did joke there about Lieutenant Ripley and Beatrix Kiddo having great arms. They do have great arms. But I also think there are, like, Patti Smith inspired. Patti Smith is a good one, especially if you've ever read Just Kids, which is her biography about her time in New York, and this idea that it's just the story, it's just the adversity that she went through to just be who she wanted to be, I think is something that's really powerful. Kristen says my mother, my grandmothers, my older sister, Georgia O'Keeffe and Jane Austen. Great shouts.
That's a good one.
Stacey says my mum is what made me.
Yep.
My mum is what made me as well. No woman on the planet can cook up an apple crumble as quickly as my mother.
That's a good one. That's
Yeah,
good.
it's great. She used to regularly like burn the meat for dinner because she'd go, right, I'm going to make an apple crumble for pudding. And she'd just whip it up there and then. It was amazing. She's so good at it. She still does it now. She'll turn up with cake wherever she goes. My mum is awesome. Any others, Will?
I'm trying to think loads. All my friends, I'm lucky enough to be friends with some amazing women. I'm trying to think of my favorite women from like pop culture, from like movies and TV shows.
I mean, Brene Brown, if she sneezes, jump, I'll fly. Like if she went jump, I'd be like, yeah, of course. Woof, off I went. So Kristen says Stevie Nicks. I can't say that word. Artemisia Gentilici. Sure. I don't have a proper spelling in front of me. Could you have a pronunciation in front of me?
We don't have a proper pronunciation in front of us.
I'm ashamed to say that I don't know who that is. And Stacey says no one can make a quick cake as quick as my mum. I'm like, okay, this is where we're in the danger zone of having a mum off.
Yeah.
Mum cake off.
Well, now you've said that, I'm into, Nigella Lawson, Mary Berry.
Of course.
Because as we established, I think last week on the show, Nigella Lawson taught me how to be a domestic goddess.
You did say that.
So
Nigella Lawson is the reason you're such a domestic goddess.
Wow.
That takes me back to did you buy your sister the cake in a bottle?
I did. I don't know if she's done it yet.
Oh right, okay. You need to follow that up, please.
I will do.
Elizabeth has got 2 women for the big screen incoming. I'm looking forward to that. And Stacey says my mum can make an entire dinner fast as that. Whoa. Well, my mum might lose points for burning the dinner.
Yeah, it's true.
Trisha says Maya Angelou, phenomenal woman, and my grandmother's. Maya Angelou is credited with saying that no one remembers what you say, but they always remember how you make them feel. I love that. Oh, and Barbara Streisand, because she loved me to have my first crush on Barbara Streisand. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Now I'm thinking about the women in like our industry, the radio industry. So there's an incredible broadcaster who's based in Yorkshire called Stephanie Hurst, who's I think one of the best kind of radio voices on the radio at the minute.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Her first name is Shruti. I can't remember her last name, but she works for This American Life, and she worked on things like S-Town and Serial, which is some of the podcasts that made me want to get into podcasting. People like that.
So keep them coming in. I want to know today the women that made you. If you are on an Amazon Echo show in North America, then please ask your Amazon Echo show to say the women that you want to nominate as the women that made you. So it would sound something like Eliza, because I use that tone with her. Do you? Do you use that tone?
What kind of mood I'm in.
I'm a bit stern with her. Eliza, say my Aunt Nancy, who became a world-renowned published poet in her retirement. That's what Kristen says. So use the word say to instruct. And if you're not on Amazon Echo, on an Amazon Echo show, then please feel free to put it in the Facebook group on the comments on the live post there, or go to backchannel.tv, where you can also leave a review, because you know what? You can't be the start of something if you don't build it. So let's build it. Leave reviews, and that helps us to build it. Oh, Elizabeth also says share, because she taught me how a parent can be very supportive of their children. Brilliant. Okay, so new feature time. So usually we do bong, good news headlines from around the world, in a world where we're thinking, oh, it's a bit dreary, isn't it? It's always nice to hear what the good news is. But today I wanted to take it one step further. Being International Women's Day and all, I thought I would find some good people who is a woman. She is a woman. She set up an organisation called Power of the Shower. I'm just going to get my notes so I say it right. She sets up a Power of a Shower, which is a non-profit organisation in LA that focuses on providing houseless neighbours and those in need with access to a place to take care of their personal hygiene. I know that every Thursday is taken with going out on the streets and making sure that the people that need to have a shower get a shower. And she is a long-time listener to Everyday Positivity. She's also very active as part of the Facebook group. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rachel Sunday.
Hi, guys.
There and everything.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, it's excellent.
Do you know, I nearly teased this segment with, we will be amazed if we can get through this. If we don't, if we get through this without saying, you're on mute, we've done very well.
I got on early because I wanted to make sure I did it right.
So let's start with the women that made you. You've got some nice ones that you've told us.
My grandmother, I think it skipped a generation because my grandmother was very giving and generous and a part of lots of organizations and gave a lot of time. And Dame Daphne Sheldrick, I don't know if you know who she is, but she runs the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust in Kenya, and she was the first elephant orphanage. I guess she created the first elephant orphanage in Kenya. And then Mrs. Maisel, because Mrs. Maisel, she is Jewish like me, but I am opposite of her. I did not come from Manhattan or the Upper West Side. I'm from a little barrio in Los Angeles, Hispanic. But I love her independence. I love the fact that she had a lot of self-confidence and went out and paved a way for herself. And I love watching the show.
I'm watching it at the minute and I'm really enjoying it.
Are you? Is it worth getting into?
One of those?
It is.
It's really funny.
I will say that the third episode of the season is by far the best episode I've seen totally.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, well, I will be checking that out. So, Rachel, welcome. Thank you very much for being our first ever guest on the Backchannel show here every day on the Positivity Island. And thank you for taking part in Good People. So tell us, Power of the Shower is all about offering people the opportunity to have a shower who don't usually get the opportunity to. How can a shower change the world?
Well, I mean, when you think about when you take a shower and how good it feels when you get out, it kind of depends on your mood when you go in. Sometimes you had a really rough workout and taking a shower, you're done, you feel empowered and clean and you did it. Sometimes when you're down or sad and you take a shower and you kind of like wash all the BS off, for the lack of a better term, of whatever you just went through, and you can fresh start. So I think the shower could be the answer to a lot of things, both mentally and physically. You know, if you're sick and you take a shower, you're washing sickness off of you. And when you're mad, you're washing anger off of you. And when you're sad, you're washing sadness off of you. So I think from a mental health perspective, I mean, just from a point of being clean and having some dignity and being able to walk around without feeling like you're offending anyone. I look at it that way because depending on what side of the fence you sit on, and it is a very volatile fence here in Los Angeles, nationwide, but in Los Angeles, specifically in Venice, where I am, because there's over 1,000 unhoused people within like a 12-block radius where there's $2 million homes. It makes a really, really big difference. So we have a trailer. And the trailer has 3 bathrooms. The bathroom at the back of the trailer has a ramp for wheelchairs so we can help disabled. And in each bathroom, there is a sink, a toilet, and a shower. We're allowed to hook up to the city's water with their approval. It was not an easy task to be able to do this. We had to go through the city of Los Angeles, the county of Los Angeles, Beaches and Harbors, and Coastal Commission, because depending on where we're standing on that lot depends on who owns that bit of property, whether it's the sand or the concrete, right? So there's a lot of bureaucracy that we had to deal with, but they get a hot 15-minute shower and they can actually do whatever they want within that 15 minutes. They can take their pets in, they can take their dogs in and take showers with their dogs or shower their dogs or whatever. They can take a 15-minute nap. But the point is they get 15 minutes apiece. They have a door that they can close and be on the other side of by themselves to do what they want. And sometimes just a nap will suffice, but they get hot water, they get soap, shampoo, conditioner, lotion, razors, Q-tips, toothbrush, toothpaste, everything they need. And then we pass out brand new socks from Bombas. Are you guys familiar with Bombas?
No.
Bombas is the largest success of Shark Tank by Damon John. They're socks. So for every pair of socks that's purchased through Bombas, they donate a pair. And we are actually a charity recipient. We received 4,500 pairs of socks a year from Bombas to pass out at shower service. And then the company I work for, which is Playa Vista Insurance Services, we are the sponsor for underwear. So anybody who takes a shower, clean bodies deserve clean clothes, right?
Yeah.
So we pass out brand new socks, we pass out brand new underwear, and then we pass out gently used clothing for people to take. So after they take a shower, they can put on some clean clothes and go about their day. We run a bubble machine while we do shower service.
You've got so much going on.
We play music while we do shower service. So we make it a really nice, safe space for people to want to hang out if they want to hang out.
And so how does it work? Is it one day a week that you go out, or?
Yes, it's every Thursday. So this is the process. So I live with my husband. We're empty nesters. I have a 27-year-old daughter, and we wake up early in the morning, and my daughter shows up here at about 6:45 in the morning, and we load the truck, and then we all drive to where the truck and trailer are, which is by the beach, and we drop off my husband. And then my daughter and I hightail it over to Venice Beach first, and we get there about 15 minutes ahead of my husband, and they're waiting for us. There's a long line of people wrapped around. The line starts at about 7:30 in the morning. We guarantee 30 showers. So we take a list of names, and then we start getting ready for showers. And then when we're done getting ready for showers, I'll take names again and pass out all the socks and the underwear. And then we just start doing showers. And we do showers typically from 9 a.m. until about 12:30, and we guarantee 30 showers, but we've gone up to about 42 showers.
Yeah, right.
In one
And
day.
so what's the impact that you see on individuals? Like, what's the difference when they go in to when they come out? What's the difference?
Well, I probably hear I love you and thank you more in shower service than I do anywhere else in the world.
Wow.
It means a lot. I mean, I've had people say I haven't had a shower in 2 years. I don't know if they're telling the truth or not. They certainly seem like it when they go in. But I mean, it's just, like I said, for them, it's an escape. It's a 15-minute escape. And no, we don't judge them. They don't have to tell us their real names because we're one of the only shower services not contracted with the city, meaning we're not beholden to the city or the county. We're just a private, small mom, pop, daughter run nonprofit. We don't have to report back any of this information. So they feel especially safe coming to us because we're not going to be drilling them with questions. Are you a veteran? What's your birthday? So that's what's great. So they end up staying. They're like family, and we do it every Thursday, including Thanksgiving. So we spend Thanksgiving with them. It's great.
And so I want to know, when does Rachel Sunday say, oh my goodness, I have got to set up Power of the Shower?
I saw a gentleman speak about homelessness probably about 6 years ago. We've been doing this for 4 years. And when I saw him speak, I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I wanted to be thoughtful about it because, as you know, I try and live a pretty drama-free life and a pretty wholesome life. And so I knew what I wanted to do was going to be politically agnostic, right? I didn't want to do something where someone was going to be mad at us or think that it was political or whatever. And then when I got out of the shower one day, I think I was crying or something. I just had a bad day 4 years ago. And I got out of the shower. And after I got out of the shower, I feel so much better. And that's when it hit me. And that's just when it hit me. And at first we were going to convert buses. I'm wearing my shirt. You could see there's a bus on the shirt.
Yes.
And we were going to convert buses. But then as we started going through the process, and we patented the logo before we actually got into it, and realized that the buses weren't, even though I wanted to convert a bus so we would have more space, it narrowed it down because remember, to drive a bus, you have to have a specific driver's license.
Oh,
So
really?
that
Okay.
really narrowed it down to, so then someone said, no, if you do a trailer, anybody can pull a trailer with a driver's license. So we ended up switching it out. But yeah, I saw him speak. And if you're one of the people out here where there are a lot of people that are angry at the homeless because they just don't understand, then at least they'll be happy that they're clean because they won't be offensive, right? And
Yeah.
if you have a heart and you're selfless and you feel for the homeless community, then you just want them to be clean because it feels good to be clean. So for us, it was a win-win situation
Yeah, of
to go out
course.
there and do it. So we love it. We look forward to it. My daughter works for me in the professional world too, and she says, she wakes up really early in the morning on Thursdays, and she looks forward to it every Thursday. She likes waking up early to do this. So it's definitely a feel good thing.
What was the first shower like?
It was a while back.
Yeah, it was. It was 4 years by the maths that you've just
It
told me.
was. On our own, it was a little nerve wracking. Just to put it into perspective a little bit, I thought I had a unique idea. I didn't.
Yeah, right.
There's a company in San Francisco called Lava Me, which means wash me in Spanish. And so they were already doing this. So when I thought of it, someone had told me about them and I called them to pick their brain on how to
Oh,
do
nice work.
this. And ultimately, what they ended up doing was they were operating in Los Angeles, they were operating in Venice Beach, and they were operating downtown. And because they were from San Francisco, they had no idea about traffic in Los Angeles. So we volunteered with Lava May. And then when I picked their brain, they had received a grant and created the grant to do what's called a replication process. So they taught us how to do this.
Amazing.
And the happy part of the story is Lava May realized that they couldn't manage as many trailers as they had in Los Angeles. So they said to my husband and I, said, Rachel, if you volunteer with us every Thursday at Venice Beach, we'll donate the truck and trailer to you. And that's how we got the truck and trailer.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So when you say our first shower was really with Lava May volunteering. And I did learn a lot from that one time. Someone was walking by and said, "What is this?" And we said, "Oh, mobile showers." He goes, "I have an interview later today. Can I take a shower?" So who knows? Hopefully you got the job.
Hopefully.
So that was the first shower.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So how many people do you think you've showered?
I did the math. I think in the last 4 years, I think we counted like 5,000 showers. Yeah.
And are they different? Are they 5,000 unique users or?
No, that's an excellent question. Actually,
regulars?
every Thursday we have about a 75% return rate.
Wow. Okay.
I know you guys don't live on the side of the world, but Venice Beach has a boardwalk, and a lot of the people that live out there are the artists that are selling their art on the boardwalk.
Yes,
And
the
there's
people who do the sand sculptures and everything. I've seen them. I've been a couple of times.
Yeah, and they have gemstones. They all sell all sorts of stuff. Yeah, so we shower quite a few of those, and so it's great. There's no children, which is nice. So it's I don't have a lot of heartache with having to see children that are homeless. It's mostly adults that are, there's a lot of drugs out there, and there's a lot of mental health issues out there. But there's no one driving factor. Obviously, affordable housing is hard in Los Angeles. It's a menagerie of things. But I will tell you, out of all of the different speaking engagements I've gone to and trying to become an expert in homelessness, the one story that seemed to resonate with me the most was back in the turn of the 20th century, in the early 1900s, when the administration, had, the United States is young and Los Angeles is just forming. They had realized at the time that they didn't want to zone Los Angeles to be like New York City or San Francisco, which were a little more established. They didn't want it to be as dense. And so then the war came, and then there was a change of administration, and then they were like, build, build, build. So I think a lot of the problems that we have here is we're just overpopulated, just generally speaking. So that's what we do. We go out once a week, every Thursday. They can count on us being there, including Thanksgiving. The only time we miss is if we go on vacation. We go on vacation once a year, and we let them know, and then we can't wait to get back and see them.
Yeah, it must be very, very rewarding. And I think people underestimate the power of a shower, because it's like you said, like you can wash off the sadness, you can wash off the anger. It's a really basic need, isn't it, to be clean? And I guess, I've spoken in the past to a chap called Jed King, who does haircuts for homeless people on the streets of Manchester and beyond. And it's called the Skull Fades Foundation. And they go out and they do street cuts. And he said the thing is that when people's state changes, it changes everything for them. So if they can be
Yes.
showered, if they can be clean, if they can feel good, then it helps them put them into a positive mindset, which, as I always say to you and all the everyday positivity listeners, and to you as well, if you're listening now, that, you know, positive mindset means good decision making. You know, if you're in a
Right.
good, if you're in a good place, then things feel good. Or, you know, that if you're in a bad place and you're tired, like I was last night, and my husband had to deal with grumpy Kate, you know, and it was just things that I was really snappy, and it just, you're not in a good place, then you're not in the right frame of mind to make the right decisions for yourself. So I loved it when you told me that this is what you did, and I really couldn't wait to get you on to talk about what you do. We've got some really nice messages coming in. There is someone on Facebook saying, Rachel, you are truly, and in capital letters, phenomenal. You are inspiring. Big hearts.
Diana.
Who's that? Is that Diana?
Hi, Diana.
Yes. That'd be lovely, Diana. Stacey says you can also wash the sickness that you're dealing with, and Kristen says, or wash off the negative energy you're feeling. So there's lots of love coming in for you with Power of the Shower. Where can people find out about what you do?
We have a website, powerofashower.org. We're on Facebook. Please like us. We're on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. And I think the last thing I just want to say is, you know, from a professional standpoint, I'm in an industry that would be considered the most lucrative industry in the world, in insurance, right? And in the States, about, 12 years ago, when the Affordable Act came in, which is going towards socialized medicine, everybody's like, I want free health insurance. I want free health insurance, like you guys have, right? Like, I want free health insurance.
Well, it's not insurance. It's just welfare. It's just the welfare state. That's the National Health Service. But yeah, go on.
But while I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking, like, people don't have fundamental access to water.
Yeah.
Like, let's really think this through. And when the pandemic hit, they had a real problem because they relied on libraries, for water, drinking water, fountains, and they couldn't get in. And then in the beginning, when the pandemic hit and there were long lines to get into the grocery store, I don't know if you guys had to do that, but here in the States, we had to wait in long lines outside to get in the grocery store. And these were resources that they had to get, some of their fundamental access to water and stuff. So for us, I just think it's, everybody has a right to be clean, and everybody deserves to have access to water. So water is a global issue too. I know this.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking part in and being our first good people, Rachel.
I know. Thank you.
Will, have you got any questions at all for Rachel before we move on to our next thing?
I mean, it's just so incredible to see such a truly, like, a selfless, good act. And I know that myself and everybody who's listening is just it's just really nice to hear from you. And I know, for me, how amazing it feels to be able to get out of a hot shower every morning and feel refreshed and ready for the day. And it's so nice that you're able to bring that to other people.
Thank you. Awesome.
Rachel, will you stay while we do the quiz for International Women's Day? Will you help me out? Because I'm hoping that Will's got some very difficult questions, and then you can help me. The listeners will also take part as well, the rest of the gang. There's a whole relationship sparking up in the chat. Elizabeth and Kristen have worked out they live around the corner from each other. This happens to the Everyday Positivity listeners as well. Rachel has just realised that she lives around the corner from someone else who listens. She's part of our coaching group too. But it's just so lovely when people make the connections. So Elizabeth and Kristen are like, well, I've been here and I do this, and my first house was here. It's really lovely in the chat. If you want to take part in the chat at all, then please then take part on your Amazon Echo show. All you have to do is use the word Eliza and then say, and then put your message on there. And if you're not on Backchannel, then head over to backchannel.tv and you can do it. Tippy type. Okay, here we go. Because it's International Women's Day today, Rachel is going to help me as well. Will, go ahead with your quiz.
Okay, so all of these questions are about, well, you'll just see. I don't need to explain it. Okay.
Are they all about women?
They're all about women, funny enough. Here we go. Question number 1. Who was the first female artist inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Was it A, Aretha Franklin? Was it B, Billie Holiday? Was it C, Nina Simone? Or was it D, Dolly Parton?
Well, I
Who
know
was-
it's not Dolly because Dolly was only inducted or is only inducted this year, isn't she?
Well, she's been shortlisted for this year, yeah.
Okay. Are we going to do this where Rachel and I work together, or are we going to do?
I
are you
think
gonna
it's
do
a team
points?
effort. I think it's a team effort.
Okay. Stacey's saying Aretha Franklin in the chat. What
I
do
would
you
say
think,
the same.
Rachel?
I was going to say Aretha Franklin as well, even though Billie Holiday goes back, I think, a little bit longer.
Yeah, there's a little bit of back pay going on. Well, that's the right way. The right thing to say, isn't it? Aretha Franklin, but Salty's saying I'm just going with everyone else's answer. I'm assuming that's Diana on Facebook because I only see the words Facebook user
Me too.
saying Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, Diana said Aretha.
Okay, cool. So let's go A then. Aretha Franklin.
The first female artist inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was Aretha.
RESPECT. Amazing.
Okay,
Okay, next question.
it's hard not to sing everything. Okay, question number 2. Catherine Bigelow was the first female to win an Oscar for Best Director, but what was the film? Catherine Bigelow was the first female to win an Oscar for Best Director, but what was the film? Was it A, Point Break? Was it B, The Hurt Locker? Was it C, Zero Dark 30? Or was it D, Saving Private Ryan?
Do you know, Rachel?
I don't, but if I had to guess, I would have to say D, Saving Private Ryan.
Okay, let's see what the chat says. Oh,
Oh,
someone's saying The Hurt Locker.
Yeah,
B,
Dan
Kristen
said
The Hurt
saying The
Locker.
Hurt Locker.
that was good.
Is it? I'm going to admit something because I know that this is a judgment-free zone.
It's a safe space for you, babe.
I've not seen any of these movies.
Oh,
I've not seen one
Oh.
of these movies.
so
Really?
Point
You didn't-
Break.
Yeah.
Go on, Rachel. You tell.
Point Break. You didn't see Point Break?
I've not
That's
seen
like,
Point Break. I've not seen The Hurt Locker. None of them. I've not even seen
Well-
Saving Private Ryan.
if someone said which one is the odd man out of this one, it would be Point Break because the other ones are all like war related. Point Break was the one with what's his name from Matrix? Keanu Reeves.
Oh, Keanu Reeves.
And who's the guy that died
Patrick
from Dirty
Swayze.
Dancing? Yes, with the big
That
wave.
very handsome, beautiful man.
Yes.
I did a Secret Cinema Dirty Dancing a few years ago, which was brilliant. Have you ever heard of Secret Cinema?
No.
So Secret Cinema is when you go to watch the movie in a venue, but the venue is done up like the movie. So you turn up and like I wore a little Dirty Dancing outfit, like had my little billowy skirt on and everything. But you had like everyone who's at the front was like all from the this Catskills like camp that they go to, like they're all in there, and then and so they're like offering you things, and you can buy beach mats and things. So and you can go to lessons. They're all like
Oh,
actors and everything. It's
cute.
so good. Anyway, about halfway through, we found the dancing bit around the corner. You know, like in Dirty Dancing, where they have the room that you go off into, and all the staff are like doing all their dirty dancing. It was like you had to go on a little hunt, but you could find it. And then you watch the movie. And after all of that, the thing I took away from it was, gosh, Patrick Swayze's a handsome man. He was a handsome man, you know? But yes, it's Point Break is awesome. Surfing movie. The Hurt
Yes.
Locker, I think I've seen.
Very good.
Zero Dark 30, definitely I haven't seen. Saving Private Ryan is a great movie, Will. You should definitely see it. It's one of those, I'm sort of cross with your parents for never showing it to you.
Oh, there's plenty to be cross with them about. Okay.
Who have we got in the chat, Will?
So Diana's saying The Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
What is that going to be our final answer?
Well, Kristen's saying Hurt Locker. Elizabeth's
Yeah.
saying Hurt Locker.
Ooh.
Stacey's saying Save It Private Ryan, but Kristen has eliminated it because Private Ryan was a Spielberg film. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
it's the Hurt Locker, so I'm going to go for the Hurt Locker. And it only won like about 4 years ago, I think. Can you remember the year? Does it say the year anywhere?
Oh, I don't know. I could probably look it up.
Okay, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, which can you believe? A
I
first
know.
female director for the Hurt Locker. All that opened the floodgates. I
13
think.
years ago.
No, it wasn't
Four-
13 years ago.
No, you're right. It wasn't. It was 2008.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what the pandemic's done. Time has disappeared. All right, next question.
Okay, let's move on. Amelia Earhart was best known for A, becoming the first woman to sail solo around the world, B, becoming the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic, C, becoming the first woman to travel around the world in 80 days, or D, all of the above. So, sail solo around the world, fly solo across the Atlantic, around the world in 80 days, or all of the above?
I mean, if it's D, that's the worst triathlon ever.
That is it's a bit much, isn't it?
So I don't think it's D. Kristin's saying B. Stacey's
Okay.
saying B.
B.
This is the flying solo across the Atlantic. Do you know the reason I know this?
Why do you know this, Kate?
Not because of The Mummy where Amy Adams plays Amelia Earhart, but because of my daughter, when she was younger, we got her bedtime stories for Rebel Girls, and Amelia Earhart is in there, and that's why I know. So she was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic.
Yeah, Diana said B, Atlantic. She didn't make it around the world.
She did not make it around the world. Oh, look.
Correct.
Amazing.
There she is.
Oh, the Hurt Locker beat Avatar. I remember that now. Is that Diana as well?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Okay,
Nice.
next question. Rachel,
Question
this is all
4.
yours.
Which of the following is the best-selling female author? Is it A, Beatrix Potter? Is it B, Agatha Christie? Is it C, J.K. Rowling? Or is it D, Stephanie Meyer?
I think it'd be better if we could just answer what books all these women wrote, because we all know, right?
Yeah, go on. So Beatrix Potter
is the bunny one.
Yeah.
Peter Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit, well done.
Yeah, Peter Rabbit.
Who's your favourite Beatrix Potter character?
Peter Rabbit.
Peter Rabbit wins every time.
Yeah.
I think Benjamin was a bit naughtier.
Yeah.
Agatha Christie. Oh, what didn't she write?
Exactly. She did the whole alphabet. A is 4, B is 4, all that stuff.
Did she?
Mystery. Yeah.
Was she Midsummer Murders? Was that Agatha Christie? I think it was, wasn't it?
That I don't know.
She did like the Murder on the Orient Express is Agatha Christie. Death on the Nile is Agatha Christie. All the Poirot ones.
Oh yes, Poirot. That's it.
They're all Agatha Christie's.
Midsummer Murders. What did J.K. Rowling write? I don't know.
My favorite. Is
it?
Yes.
Is it? What?
Yep. In 2017, that was my New Year's resolution, was to read all the books. I started on January 1st on a plane from Vancouver and finished the American version of Harry Potter is 4,701 pages between all 7 books. And I finished on December 10th.
So it took nearly a year to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wow. So J.K. Rowling, obviously the writer of the Harry Potter books. What was I going to say about Harry Potter? Oh, yes, that's right. So at my CrossFit box at the moment, it's the CrossFit Open. So if you've got any friends who are doing CrossFit across the world, there are 3 weeks worth of workouts that we all do. Like everyone does the same one on a Friday. It's brilliant fun. But we're doing it in our CrossFit box. We're doing clans. So everybody's in their teams and we've done it all Harry Potter houses. So I am officially in Gryffindor for the time being. I know. I've got all my red gear out and I bought a load of socks as well. So I've gone Harry Potter crazy for the last couple of weeks, but it's been a real joy. Stephanie Meyer.
Twilight.
Right? Twilight.
Yeah.
I mean, I live for Stephanie Meyer's books. I mean, I'm the perpetual teenager. I just think I'm the one in the middle. I've got the ego of of a teenage girl who thinks that she's going to save the world. That's basically I relate to all of Stephanie Meyer's central characters. Oh, Kristen says she's a Ravenclaw. Brilliant. Okay, so what are we saying?
So Diana said, most importantly, that Jemima Puddleduck is her favorite Beatrix Potter character.
Jemima's ace.
And also that she thinks it's Agatha Christie.
Okay.
Denver
Best-selling
on
female
YouTube
author.
said J.K. Rowling. Hi, Denver.
I picked J.K. Rowling.
I'm going to go J.K. Rowling as well, I think.
Okay.
What's the answer?
Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie!
I think because...
We should have gone with the wisdom of Diana. Diana's always so wise.
I know.
I think because she's been at it longer and there's just a sheer volume, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heritage. She gets the heritage points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, this should be our last one. Which famous actress launched her He for She United Nations campaign for gender equality?
Oh, I remember this.
Was it A, Jodie Foster? Was it B, Meryl Streep? Was it C, Jennifer Lawrence? Or was it D, Emma Watson?
Now, the thing is about that list of women is that I think they'd happily go on the list of women that made me.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Meryl Streep, Jodie Foster, Jennifer Lawrence, and Emma Watson. What a set. What a set of women.
Good dinner party.
Good dinner
movie.
party.
Yes,
Great
and a great
movie.
movie.
Well, Meryl Streep and Jennifer Lawrence were in a movie together this summer. This winter with Don't Look Up with
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Leonardo DiCaprio and
Yeah.
Meryl Streep just being amazing and Jennifer Lawrence just being amazing.
Yeah.
So I do remember this, and I do love that he for she thing. And I remember what this person was wearing. I remember what some of the things that she said. Do you know?
I
who it
had no
was?
clue and I cheated, so now I know. So I'm not.
Oh,
gonna
did you
say.
Google it? You're fired.
There you go.
Okay.
What are people saying? What have we got? We've got D, Emma, A, Jody. Oh, Kristen says 10 Little Indians was my first Agatha Christie book. I like being amongst readers.
Book club.
Oh, Diana says it's Emma Watson. Well, I know who it is. Shall I tell you?
Okay,
Mhm.
go
Shall I
on.
put you out of your misery?
Mhm.
D is Emma Watson.
Yeah, of course.
And she wore a white top just like that when she did it. And she said she was really nervous about going to speak, but she thought, and I love this phrase, and it's not something that she owns, but it's a great phrase, which is, if not me, who, and if not now, when. And that was how she started the speech to the UN and talked about the He for She campaign, which was about getting men to stand up for women and advocate women and things like that. And it was just, I just remember it being a really big moment in time. I remember watching it and thinking that was brilliant. She did a great job there. But yes, we are done. We've got a quiz. We've got to know Rachel, who's a good people. Showering people on a Thursday, which is why we wanted you on last Thursday, but we couldn't have you on because you were like, I'm going out, I'm showering.
That's
I'm
right.
showering people on the streets. So it was such a pleasure to have you, Rachel. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. It's so great to see you. And I'll be following you guys on Backchannel and Everyday Positivity.
Yay! I will.
Thanks,
We will actually see you in a few weeks. So yeah,
That's right.
Lovely to have you. Lovely to see you, and we will see you again soon.
Bye. Thank you guys.
Bye, guy. Bye, bye. Oh, I said it wrong there. The sun is so far out that the green screen has gone funny
It's
on
like,
the back behind me. I know it's not used to this much light. Right, shall we do our actively positive activity?
Let's. I think we should.
Oh, Kristen says thanks, Rachel. Stacey told me to not be mean to Rachel. I wasn't being mean.
We love Rachel.
Rachel is a lovely human. Okay. So every single episode of Positivity Island, every single time we visit Positivity Island, I like to wrap up with an activity that you can do that will help your mindset. Something that will help you feel better, something that will help you feel good. And guess what it is today, Will?
Is it go and roll around in the grass?
No.
Okay. That's probably not a good idea.
I know. Well, I liked the fact that you sound like you were going to run off a list of guesses there. What it is today is, because of Rachel's appearance on the show today, it is going to be go and have a shower. Now, it sounds so silly, doesn't it? It's like when people say to me, oh, your hair looks nice. I go, well, I've washed. But I remember when at my lowest point, when I was suffering from a really bad bout of depression, I'd almost had a sort of mini breakdown. I came into the kitchen and my mother-in-law just looked at me. She put her arms around me and she said, all you have to do today is have a shower. And I will always think of that moment as a rescue moment, a moment where I was like, how simple life is and how simple our needs are. Actually, just having a shower, wash off that depression, wash off that feeling and feel better and perk yourself up for the day. It was one of the most beautiful moments of my life, and I did have that shower. And so today, have a shower, but on top of that, I want you to practice gratitude, being grateful that you have free access to water and that you can have that shower. And I want you to practice mindfulness. So when you're in there having your shower, think about the water as it runs over your body. Think about the way that it hits your hair. Think about the way that you can do that really cool thing where it looks like you've got water coming out your fingers. Just enjoy the shower, because you know what? In that moment, no one can get you. No one can come and find you. The future can't take you away. The past can't bug you. You are in that moment. You are in the shower. You are washing away, ready for the day. So today's positively active positive activity, there's too many ifs in this sentence, is to have a shower. Thank you very much to Rachel for being our first Good People. We will be doing more Good People. So if you want to nominate someone that you think is a good person, someone who has set something up in earnest with a real purpose, someone who you think is just putting love and joy back into the world and helping the world be a positive place, then please nominate them to come on the show, talk about what they do, and for people to find out about them. All you're going to have to do is I'm going to get them to email you, Will.
Great.
Will at volleythat.com.
Oh, Will Dell at volleythat.com.
Will Dell at volleythat.com.
Dell.
WILLL. Drop Will an email and he will be able to sort them out with coming on the show. Who's up next?
Oh my goodness. There's still so much great stuff to come on Backchannel. Up next are the awesome Jam and Renee. You're going to love them, so stick around for them. They're here until 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we've got Anthony Davis. We've got your pal Hal. We've got Mario Smith. So don't go anywhere.
It's a great lineup. And don't forget, you are here first. You know, if you are part of the Backchannel crew, we love having you. You make the show for us every single day. And I just love the fact that we can all hang out in this positive and safe space together, just feeling out the world, working out what we need. So remember, have a great day with the rest of the Backchannel crew. Stacey says, I spend an hour with Anthony Davis. Go for it, Stacey. We've done a lot of stuff today. I want to kind of just recap. We've done Women That Made You. We've done The Power of a Shower. We've done Rachel Sunday as our Good People. We'll be doing more Good People in the future. Have a great day. And remember, you have 100% got this.